Hey everybody, Casey here with Life Abstract Gaming, and today I want to talk about movies, specifically video game adaptations. I wanted to dive into this because recently one of my all-time favorite game franchises released its first movie, Assassin's Creed. Expectations were high for this adaptation, even though time after time we tend to get disappointing renditions that do nothing to honor the source material, and just act as a reminder that most video game stories are just plain weak. Despite that though, I was still excited to see how this movie would turn out. From all the pre-release news I was following, everything seemed to be going right. It had a big budget to work with, multiple credible A-list actors like Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard, and Jeremy Irons. And what I think was most important was source material that was interesting story-wise and ripe for new interpretation. For anybody who's not clued into what the basic premise of the Assassin's Creed series is, it revolves around two major things. One, an ancient feud between two ideologically opposed factions, the Assassins and the Knights Templar. And two, the invention of a machine called the Animus, which allows the entire life of a person's ancestor to be viewed and recorded via accessing information stored in their DNA. This premise is the reason why the games can take place during various points in history, which is one of its strongest features, but it also ties it to a sci-fi element that they haven't been able to use in an interesting way since around the second or third game in the franchise. After watching the movie, it's clear that the director may have run into the same exact problem. Thanks to the Animus premise, the story in both the game and the movie take place in the present day with an assassin descendant and in the past with an assassin ancestor. Following the sentence I just said might have been difficult, so imagine following along with the movie plot, especially if you aren't already familiar with these concepts from playing multiple titles in the game series. Honestly, I didn't really find the plot confusing, but I did find it lacking. I felt that they only just barely scraped the surface of what there is in the story, but later I realized no, they actually pretty fully explain much of the main concepts in Assassin's Creed, and they really are just paper thin. Despite the plot, I found everything else extremely enjoyable. The look and the feel of the game universe was captured in this movie. The action sequences and the fight scenes mirror the best moments from the games. In general, I do think Assassin's Creed is a good movie. If given the choice again, maybe I wouldn't have gone and paid to see it in a theater, but I'm happy with the results. It's the best faithful adaptation of a game I think I've seen so far. The only problem is really lying in the source material itself. This might have been a case where the better route to go for a movie adaptation would have been to take more liberties with the game's plot and just use the premise to tell a story that's basically better. But I do hope that other game movie projects in the future really copy Assassin's Creed, because if they were to put in the same amount of effort and just use a better plot, like BioShock for example, I think we might get our first truly great video game movie. So, how did you like Assassin's Creed? Are there any other game adaptations you're looking forward to? What games do you think would make really good movies? Let us know. We're listening.